Boop. There we go. Let's see if that actually worked. We should be live. We will see in a moment. It's loaded. There's a thing. Do we have sound? Yep, we have sound. Perfect. Let me go to my channel and to the stream itself and then copy the link. Tell people on Discord, which you can join. Just look at the last video on the channel and there be a link in the description. At Game Us, at Cadets, then doing another concept art live stream, tackling the player home today. Come hang out. Come hang out. Boop, boop. And then I'm gonna copy that and we're gonna go to the other servers that have like a self-promo thing because people there might be interested. Nobody's using this anymore. Holy shit. Okay, that's fair enough. There we go. There. And fuck it, why not here too? Scroll down, there we go. Boop. Cool, okay. So, the idea for today is we're going to be doing some concept art. As you might have guessed from the title, we're also going to have a glass of wine. Let me figure that out real quickly. But yeah, we're working in Clip Studio Paint because that's something that I have. There we go. And I have Pinterest open on my other screen just to see a bit of water on the other side. Go. So I have Pinterest open on the other side with some generic like concept art and shit. We're gonna see. I'm gonna put on some music for myself. You're not gonna be able to hear this because I do not transmit it, so put on your own music if you want music. No, fucking Fallout 4 is always good. It's a nice soundtrack. I use that in a few videos here and there. Is there like I mean, fuck, I put on Fallout 4 Diamond City Radio. That's nice. I think that'll get me in the right mood. Okay, let's get something going there. Now at this point I'm still a little bit like I don't exactly know what I want to do with it. But I have decided that I'm gonna try to do some stuff with the poly lasso tool. Let me take another look at this. So I kind of had this idea, or I saw this thing that I quite liked that was that was kind of inspired by like a plane wing. So it kind of had this shape going. Although I guess you'd kind of bring it over like this then. And then had like a garage kind of deal here. And then like living quarters that were in here. Like here, this area. And I did kind of like that. But let's play in the space that I originally wanted to play in. Just like, let's get some light colors going. Nope. There we go. Let's try this. Just layer a bunch of stuff. I don't know. You know what, fuck it. Let's do what we usually do. Sorry, I need to clean up a little bit. Here we go. Okay, let's just get some lines in here. Because why not? Just get something. I find it a lot easier to get going once you have something on the screen or on the page in this case. You know. Let's get some sky in there. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Did I mess up my entire layout? Kind of. There we go. Okay. So let's like, I still like the idea of having either like a very industrial kind of hall or some sort of hangar. I do like the hangar idea. Let's play in that space a little bit. So if we have like a should probably work on the correct layer. There we go. So we can get ourselves some also nah. Let's I can't find any like color that I'm happy with. It's all nothing satisfies. You know what I'm saying? Actually, let's get maybe I can use the poly lasso for this very well. So let's get this and then need to get into the mood of it all. There we go. Actually, that doesn't make much sense, does it? No, it doesn't. Let's figure out the perspective here. I always want to turn this slightly. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. That's the kind of perspective. It's not perfect. Like exactly here we have a little bit of... Like, let's... Right, let's get this color. Let's get some... there we go. Get something going here. Good, I'm having a hard time today, but that's alright. We're just gonna push through it. Eventually, things are gonna flow. I'm just gonna... That's not what I want. There we go. Let's figure this out. Sometimes you just don't have a great day in terms of art, and you just start and it's just not going anywhere. But when that's the case, you just gotta try, keep trying, and it'll work eventually. Just don't give up. I've given up too early before. I was just like, nah, this ain't working. So, I mean, I went from the idea of, hey, let's do like a hanger to the fuck it, let's draw a shipping container. But that's fine. You know, it's perfectly alright. I'm just trying to figure this out for the time being. Placed on some rocks here. And this is really just to get us into the mood here, I think. Like, I don't think this is going to end up being anything really. You know, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna... We're gonna do what we've been doing before. Which is to take the real G-Pen and get ourselves some shapes. Or maybe the round mixing brush. Maybe even the... I've got this triangle brush, which is kind of neat. I made that. So let's get some shapes down. And again, I kind of like this kind of hanger shape. So let's get some... Get that going. Take a small one, get some perspective in there. This would be like rounded, wouldn't it? Oh man. You can say what you want about modern Fallout, but they do nail the soundtrack pretty much every time. Like whoever is responsible at like Bethesda's A-team for selecting the tracks and all that, they know what they're doing. I can imagine it's kind of a pain in the ass to license everything. There we go. And then maybe we can... I do like the idea of these... I like to call them danglies. Just like... you know, electrical cables, although I think these are too big. Let's... Oops. A little bit of red in there, that's okay. I don't like the perspective that I established here. Let's get rid of that. It might be a little while until we get something going that I'm a fan of. Actually, don't we have like... on their perspective things, rulers, figure ruler, perspective ruler, yeah. Okay, how does this work? No. Okay. I guess let's do this, have a horizon there. Fuck it, why not? I see, okay. So we can do some lines here. Nah. Fuck that. Let me look at more stuff. Maybe I can get like that initial push as to what we might want. Because there's plenty of material online, that's not a problem. Yeah, well, fuck it. Let's try again. You know what? You know what might help if we change our if we change our perspective a little bit. and we go from like an outside perspective to an inside perspective looking out. That might actually help in a way. So we've got like a transitional thing here. And then, you know, let's get some perspective going. And we're going to do that by hand. So this would be then our horizon, right? And of course, given the kind of environment that we're in, we need the canyon, the cliff face, whatever, because we have a lot of those. There we go. And then we kind of have something here. So we can like, let's paint over this. Maybe a little lighter. A little darker. Actually, we're going to use the mixing brush for that. Get a little bit darker. Ugh, fuck's sake. Keep doing it. There we go. Let's get this. There we go. I would take a slightly lighter color here. And I feel like now we're getting somewhere. Right now we can... Now we can work. Alright, let's get some... There we go. Now, what are the elements that we want in this? Right, we... It's a bit bright. Okay. Now I'm starting to feel better about myself. I don't know if you ever get that where you like start doing something and you're just like, nah, this isn't working for me. Though there is something about that that's just very off. And now I know why. Okay, yeah, that makes sense actually. There we go, there's the K-Truck. Actually, it's probably like even shorter than that. No, that's not the right layer. Probably a bit higher. Maybe I should get a little bit of color jitter in here. Randomize per stroke. Luminosity, give that like a 8 thereabouts. Okay, yeah, maybe give it a little bit more. That might have been a little much. Give that maybe like a 3. There we go. Oops, sorry about that. That was probably very loud and uncomfortable. My apologies. There we go. Let's just give it a little bit of shape by... There we go. I'm just not getting anything that satisfies today. Let me take a look at the old the concept art that I did. How did I do that? Oh well, we'll just keep working with this. This is fine. I definitely want something like... And apart from the kind of the perspective being all shitty here, definitely want something. I'm thinking like a telescope, not telescope, antenna tower. Or something like this. And then, of course, I do like my flags and my movement. It's always very important to me. And that is, of course, okay, here we go. So we might have a little, and this might actually be like a container thing where we kind of tie these together. And that could be La da da da. Ba da 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 da. And then we kind of just I've also been thinking recently about like changing up the style of the game, because nothing that I have visually so far really makes me happy. Like, I think we need to change things up a little bit. I'm kind of inclined to just like leave me. You know, always put a character in things. It kind of puts stuff into perspective rather well. And I do kind of want to bring that cliff in closer. You know, I kind of want this to feel like you're always kind of surrounded by things that are much bigger than you. And I think I ought to use like a harder brush for this. There's some red in there. Didn't want that. I'll make that some. Does that even read? I don't think it reads. I poured myself this wine. I haven't drank a single sip since we started. There we go. Maybe that'll help. It's a dangerous mindset. But it is a Saturday, so, you know. I mean, this is not too bad. Sorry, I've been brushing against the microphone again, as I sometimes do. I'm just going to apply some shape here. Doesn't need to be terribly accurate. Actually, it wouldn't be that far out, would it? Yeah, let's make that. I need to finish that, or continue that game of Fallout that I started a little while ago. But I have so many games to play. And a game to make. You know, this is kind of the sort of stuff that you don't really see in a lot of settings. Like, when was the last time you ever saw somebody in a science fiction setting doing laundry? It doesn't happen. You do see it in fantasy sometimes, but never in science fiction, which is kind of like, even just a washing machine or something like that would be. Which I find, like, part of the vision that I have for this, part of the big idea, is to, like, think about how some of the more mundane things work in, like, foreign circumstances, if that makes sense. Don't need to be that dark. Kind of let the player choose how to engage with that sort of stuff. So we'll see. I'll have to, like, finish the minimum viable game first, and then I can think about expanding it, which I'm pretty close to. I still need to fix some bugs that I want to get out that I don't want the testers to, like, need to deal with. Like, if I know about the bug, I don't want the players to have to deal with it, or the play testers in this case. Certainly not the players. Though, of course, with a game like this, it's very sandboxy. I think it's kind of an inevitability that bugs make it into the final product. Or even just the early... Even just the early access stuff. Which there you kind of expect that, right? Like, you expect a bit of roughness around the edges in an early access thing. Which I do plan of going into because... dang. Multitasking. Which I do plan on going into simply because not so much for like bug testing, but for ideas of what people want. Like if people say, "Oh, we're interested in this aspect of the fiction." And you know what? I think this is good. I'm gonna quickly put you over to a different screen as I open a new file. This alright? That is alright. Okay. There we go. And bring you back. Hello. There we are again. Now, let's see. I do want to get the general shape of like the building. That I need to figure out today. Or that I want to figure out today. Which of course we have a few options here. We could go for like a very rectangular kind of design. And then in the inside we have like right, we have this, and then the fucking hover bike lives inside here. I don't know, something like this. Like that would be an option. That's an option. Alternatively, the one thing that I was thinking about was like this kind of typical like hanger shape. Right, and then have this. And then you have like, I don't know, like this on the inside. Right. That could be an option. Although that's kind of difficult to like work with as the player, I feel. Because I want the player to have like pretty big freedom over what they do, at least with the inside of the building. Another idea, of course, would be to because there is a war in the lore that has like that has ended like ages ago, right? And we could kind of lean into this whole space Europe thing by like making the player's space Like a bunker? That's kind of been is in disuse and it's kind of been converted into a living space. That could be kind of sweet. Although I'm afraid that might be too depressing. Maybe like working with the whole with the whole hangar theme. I also had this idea of like basically finished living modules that you can drop from space. You know, and got like a door and shit. I don't know, something like this. And then like windows on the side somehow. But like modified and built onto. Like maybe they cut out a piece in the back and built like a shack that now attaches to it. And there's like tower of like electricity and stuff like that. Solar panels. So that might be fun. Yeah, maybe that. Okay, yeah, no, maybe. If we go with that, hold on. Let me. I'm liking this idea. So if we have like this this tubular module, kind of. Not just kind of, it would be like tubular. Right. Oh god, this brush is really... I think it's a little bit too big. Like, I think it's like 2K or something. Which might be a bit much. Maybe even 4K. Probably more 4K. I think I need to make the perspective a bit more exaggerated. Then we have like a entryway here. Although that might be a little bit too small as like a base element. Maybe have multiple of them. But then you could do like normal shipping containers, which would probably be better. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Short one today. But it gave me some ideas that I need to like mull over. So yeah, I'm thinking. Okay, let me show you what I'm thinking right now. So what if at least the area that we kind of work on the vehicles in, which would be like one of the main areas for us to be in and work in. That's a bit. Nah, fuck it. I need to do this as a 3D model, I think. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna continue working on some code stuff now. And I'll come back to this at some point. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. Sorry that it's not a very long one, but you know, sometimes it'd be like that. I'm having kind of a bad art day. It is what it is.